Hey, I'm Stephanie Forian, and it's Tech Talk time.
Tech Talk, Tech Talk,
Time to talk tech. Welcome to my weekly web series on the techniques and technology behind the creative process. Since I've been getting so many questions recently about how I make my music videos, I'm currently in the midst of a mini-series talking about the different aspects of how I make those one-woman band videos. Last week we talked about cameras, and this week we'll be focusing on light. I really wanted to include a video about lighting in this series simply because it's such an essential element of creating great videos. However, I am not even going to attempt to play the expert here. There are a plethora of talented photographers and videographers sharing their knowledge here on YouTube, and I'll make sure to link them down below. What I can do, however, is share my experience with you as a layperson and share some of the solutions that have worked really well for me so far. And I think it can be a really useful jumping off point for someone who's just starting out. When I first started making videos, I had no idea what I was doing, and I just Googled my way through it. And to this day, I still Google my way through it. But back then, one of the first lighting techniques that I discovered during my research was something called three-point lighting. And that's when you use three separate light sources from three different directions to light your subject. And so in my case, I am my subject because I'm a one-woman band, and so I'm using three different light sources to light me. These three different sources consist of what is known as a key light, and that is your main light, and that lights one side of my face. Your fill light, and that lights the other side of my face. And then what is known as a rim light, and that usually lights from behind, usually above and behind, and it kind of creates a subtle halo in the hair and shoulder area, and it can set your subject apart from the background. Now, why do you need these three lights? Why can't you just have your main light? Let's take a look at what happens because I can easily shut off my fill light. Let's see what happens when I do that. Okay, now the effect isn't quite as extreme as it could be simply because I do have a computer monitor over here to this side of my face, and that is throwing light on this side of my face. But you can see now my key light is still shining on this side of my face, but it's throwing shadow. There's a shadow from my nose, there's a shadow on this side of my face, and if I don't want that, then I simply turn my fill light back on and it fills in those shadows with light. Good use of light can really take your videos to the next level, but that doesn't mean you have to go out and spend money on equipment just to get decent lighting. You probably have some great solutions around the house already. For example, if you have a really nice big window, that could be a great key light. Or maybe like me, you might want to use your computer monitor as your fill light. Or you could even use a flashlight. You could either aim it at the face, or if you think that that light is too harsh, you could actually turn it away from the face, and maybe your subject is next to a white wall. And once that flashlight reflects against the white wall, that makes the light a lot softer. The more you experiment with what you have, the more you'll figure out that you have some pretty great solutions all around you. My current lighting setup might not be the most professional one you'll ever see, and it's certainly not ideal, but it works, it's simple, and it's relatively budget friendly, so I'm going to share it with you anyway. First, I will insert a picture of what I look at every time I film. As you can see, there are two lights, my key light and my fill light, and these are simply lights that I found on Amazon. They're clip-on LED lights. You can usually find them between 15 and 20 bucks a pop, and they work. They're lightweight. They're portable, they clip onto things, they've got goosenecks so they're flexible, they work for me, and they're USB powered. And for some people, they might think of that as a disadvantage because they would want to plug them into the wall, but I don't really mind plugging them into a USB adapter instead. And they have a distinct advantage because I can power them with this battery. This is just kind of like a rechargeable battery that you can use. I use it when I'm on the road to recharge my phone or my tablet, and they can also power these lights. And so I know that I have one subscriber who drives a bus, and he was thinking about making some music videos in his bus, and he was wondering about lighting solutions, so this might be a great one for that. Now, when it comes to my rim light, I just use the lights from my vanity, which are back there anyway. All I do is turn them on and they're there. They're not ideal because normally I'd probably want them up a little bit higher, but for my purposes, they're fine. And that's all I use. If you happen to also make videos and you've got some great tricks up your sleeve, feel free to share them with us in the comments because I'm sure we'd all be very interested. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up to let me know. And of course, thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your time with me today. I hope you have a wonderful week and that I'll see you again soon for some more Tech Talk time.